understand like emotional intelligence is a big part of what I teach. And you said it, oftentimes anger is what's underneath anger. Oftentimes that's like the defense mechanism that we've really, kind of defaulted to. Oftentimes behind that, if we give ourselves permission to just be with it, oftentimes behind that is sadness, is, some form of deeper levels of maybe grief, and, my job is to hold space for that, is to really allow an individual to just be with it.
Yeah.
And, it really begins first and foremost is like, do you even understand your emotions? I'm going to be 46 next week. And I know for people, I would say, what I see, like, let's say like 35 and up, I think now it's getting taught a lot.
Yeah.
There's a disconnect with even understanding your emotions because it was a few generations of put your head down.
Yeah.
And just go. So it's, I'm glad you brought it up because it really is ultimately what all of this work is to me. We're redirecting our attention back to ourselves. Redirecting ourselves like, all right, what are the emotions that are alive? What am I experiencing right now? Getting really honest with ourselves because I'm of the belief that we have all of the resources, actually. We've probably been led to believe that we have to go outside of ourselves and I'm not saying anything about Western medicine is incredible, although, and there's, perhaps there's been a pattern to want to suppress the feeling that we have and just put it away. And eventually it just leads us down
there was a mindset for a long time with a lot of people that if you push it aside and don't talk about it, it didn't happen, or you're not feeling it, or you don't have to deal with it. And I think with even the generations, whatever it is, the most recent folks who are the ones who are who grew up on the cusp of social media and that kind of thing, is that they're seeing that those things do have to be discussed. And I think it starts with understanding yourself. And it sounds, I know that what you do in here allows people to make those connections to themselves.
Totally, yeah. Oftentimes what I see is that the discomfort that an individual experiences, oftentimes it's the resistance to feeling the feeling. And all of the work I have to do to put the wall up, that takes up so much energy. And that's causing more of the discomfort than actually, and the perception of the fear of actually feeling the feeling than actually going in and feeling the feeling. Right. And then once an individual gives himself the permission, has some resources and tools, has a space to go in there and feel the feeling, I look at it, it's like a part of you, right? And it's just staying, let's say it's like a younger version of you, and it just wants to be looked at, witnessed. And then you start to give it attention, and then that energy, it moves, it wants to move.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, what? Maybe some tears out, maybe some, some expression of the energy, and then all of a sudden it's like, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I'm going to say like an aha moment from this discussion that we're having is that the energy it takes for you to suppress or not take on whatever it is that you're feeling is causing you more harm and takes more energy than you actually taking it, facing it.
Totally.
Right?
Totally. Yeah. When I learned that was the light bulb moment for me too. I'm sure I heard that from one of my mentors too, and it really is. It's so true.
Yeah.
The more that we go through life.
And with regards to your journey, and when you had the idea, when you realized that you needed this, what advice, what can you go back to that time and tell people what it is they should be looking for, or what it is that drove you? You know what I mean? Like, what was the?
Yeah.
What did it feel like? What was it? If you could put into words.
Sure, man. I mean, for me, I had to go, I went to my darkest moment, and I'm open in sharing it. I went to my darkest moment, and oftentimes in life, that's what, we need that kick in the butt. And that's what I had. I had that real dark moment where, I was sitting at home. I think I was like 32 years old. I was making a lot of mistakes. And I had a moment where it was, I heard a voice. Literally, I'm sitting in my house by myself. I heard a voice to end it, all. Never in my life. And it terrified me to the core. What I had in that moment was I had a personal call. And I called my best friend. And I said, I'm in a really bad place, man. I just need somebody to talk to. So thank God for that. And so all to say, and then I realized, okay, there's something I'm not looking at myself. I can't control some things in my life. What's going on? So, and then I followed, to me, the path that felt like it was really against the grain, against my old kind of, really against like the identity that I had built up. So, if there's advice I would say is that, A, have really good people around you always, people that you can trust, man. That's of utmost importance. And B, listen. Listen to your body and listen to what is going on around you. Life is giving you reflections. It's giving you information all the time. And if you really listen, hopefully you can listen to the whisper before it becomes a scream. For me, I'm stubborn, first generation immigrant. And I needed to hear the scream.
Yeah.
So perhaps it's like if you're starting to get whispers, from your nervous system, your body, maybe there's an inner voice that's kind of guiding you to being like, hey man, or, go check this out. This might be something for you, but it seems like it's going against my identity. Perhaps just go check it out.
I think amazing advice. I really appreciate, opening up, and I think that a lot of people are going to connect to what you're saying. From your studio standpoint, where can they find out more about if they're interested in talking more or getting more involved?
Totally, yeah. So you can go right to my website, www.pranayamact.com. You can follow our studio on socials, Instagram or Facebook. And then, of course, you can follow myself on there, because the studio offers what the studio offers. And if people are looking to go deeper with like one-on-one coaching, the retreats that I offer, trainings and things like that, they can also find that through my personal stuff, personal sites as well. Yeah.
Great. I just want to thank you very much. I'm Bruce Fox, president. I was with Johnny and at Pranayama Studios, where 321 Media and Greater Mystic Chamber have presented community conversations. Really powerful. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Bruce.